Hey guys, so this is going to be a spoiler review on Avengers 3. I saw it for a second time today, and again, I absolutely loved it, but there are some stuff that I can't really talk about without spoiling it, and even if it's something very small, I do want to save it for this video because I'm a server at Movie Tavern, so I found out from serving in it that Loki died. That to me, I was like, I wish I didn't know that. So I'm hoping that no one got spoiled before seeing the movie. So like I said, this is a spoiler-filled review. So this is gonna have some stuff that I didn't have in my original review. One thing is, and I might go just back and forth between different stuff. But one thing is Thor's hammer. So Thor's hammer, or Thor in general. Let's talk about him because there's a couple things. One, I loved how comedic he was. It was just like in Thor 3, except a little less. Which Thor 3, I really liked that he was comedic. I just hated how comedic he was, so I thought this was a perfect level of comedic value to him. And another thing that I liked is, so his hammer was like his thing, but I was scared that eventually they would do something to where he got his hammer back. And even though he did get another weapon, it was the axe, and the axe was from Groot's arm, which makes it look like his actual, Thor's hammer, or axe, whatever, instead of the original, which I love the original, but I like this one way more. And I really liked that. One thing that I liked, but I didn't like, is the eye. So I was scared that they would do some BS to where he got his eye back. I liked that he didn't get his eye back, but I didn't like the fact that he still got an eye. I feel like it was a little forced, but at least it's better than them forcing some science to grow his eye back. That's what I was really afraid of. So at least they kind of worked around it. And it really touched on how much Thor really he's had a lot of loss. So that's one thing I really liked. But the biggest person that, or Titan, I guess, that blew my mind was Thanos, and that's because I thought that he was going to be some two-dimensional villain. He's been sitting down doing nothing for years. I was like, he's going to be lame, and they're going to nerf him. They didn't nerf him, and he wasn't lame. I really felt for Thanos. I mean, he really thinks that what he's doing is good, and I love the Gamora scene. That scene is so sad. But one thing that I loved about this is, yes, what he's doing is bad, but most times the villain has no good motivation. And then, out of the times that they do have good motivation, there's nothing good that comes out of it. And even though Thanos' motivation, what he was doing was wrong, something did come out of it that was good. Gamora's planet, like he said, they live happy lives now. Yes, it was bad that he killed millions of people, but there was a good outcome. I'm not saying that it was worth it, but at least there was a good outcome. So he does have a point. He's like, the kids don't know what yeah being hungry is. That they live happy, full-bellied lives. So I really really liked that. Um, and going on to things that I wasn't a huge fan of. I wasn't a huge fan of the how in Star Wars, the new one that just came out, no one liked the gambling Earth scene. That's how I felt when Thor went to get his hammer. Don't get me wrong, I love the axe. I love Thor. I love Rocket Raccoon. I love their relationship. But the whole star thing, I didn't buy, and I felt like the dwarf that was on the planet was there so long to where I feel like realistically he could have found a way to get off. Maybe. I don't know. That's like just not something that like I strongly disliked. That's something that popped up in my head, and or actually my friend mentioned it and I was like, that's kinda true. But the star thing that kinda did throw me off, but other than that, I really, really did enjoy it. Um, and then I've been seeing like theories of what's going to happen later in the MCU. And what I think is going to happen, and this was what a couple people are thinking, is so the people that stayed alive was the original Avengers. So in the fourth one, they're going to somehow go back in time and find find out how to reverse what Thanos did, but in doing so, they're gonna bring back all the people that died, except a certain amount, and I'll tell you who I think. Um, and somehow all the original Avengers, or at least the majority of the original Avengers that are alive right now, are gonna die. So it's kind of like flip flopped. The people that died now are gonna come back to life, but the people that stayed alive are gonna die. For the most part, I believe that. But I don't think Vision's gonna die because he didn't die because of the snap. He died because Thanos ripped the gem out of his, or the stone out of his head. And then Gamora, don't think she's gonna die because she just died. And, when Thanos threw her off. And I don't think Loki's gonna die because he choked him to death. I think the people that died because of the snap, I think those people are gonna somehow come back. But the people that died beforehand, I don't like. I hope they don't bring back to life because that to me would be stupid. But like I said in my spoiler-free review, I give this an A. I loved it. I watched it 2 days in a row. And I'm probably going to wait until I can see it free. Disney is kind of stingy on their movies, so I'm going to have to wait a few more weeks than I usually do. But when I do watch it again, it'll probably be in about 3 or 4 weeks. And it's a movie that I might see 2 more times in theaters, but for sure 1 more time. I really enjoyed it. I do think it's more of a Thanos film, which that was my favorite thing, and I loved Thanos. And like I said in my spoiler-free review, MCU's been doing great lately. Killmonger, Thanos, now I just hope that they keep it like that. I don't want them to, go back to the Dark Elf, whatever, Malekith, or Whiplash. I don't want them to have those kinds of villains anymore. They're probably gonna have more of those kinds of villains, but I hope most of them are more like Thanos and Killmonger. And I am gonna start a new show review. I'm done with my Teen Titans, and I'm still watching the Flash show, of course, but the Flash is still not over. It still has about 3 to 5 episodes. I forgot how many. But I'm stuck between 3 shows I'm going to watch for reviews. And I've got votes on all 3. So just if you can give me more feedback. I got Ben 10, Naruto, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Those 3 are like on the hinges of the next show reviews. I've been getting those 3 are the most reviews that or the most votes I've been getting. So, which one out of those 3 would you want next? I am gonna do all 3 eventually. Just depends on which one comes before the other. And like always, I'll see y'all next time.